Welcome to ArcturianPhilosophy. And on this short episode, Cryon is helping me with the concept of making the videos short. Remember, people, I didn't know what a starseed was until last March. I didn't know that I was one until last March, and then suddenly had to figure out that I had to intercept some sort of nuclear war, or that I worked on some kind of spaceship called the Ashtar Command, any of that. And so, very much like in ET 101, well, you find yourself jobless, friendless, where your entire reality is crumbling in front of you. Your entire complex is invaded by reptilians and such. Well, we're working on it. So, Crown said, in this video, Krista, why don't you ask, I'll ask Cryon for a lot of his opinion on what do I do about this, or what should I do about that, if I'm at least thinking straight. And so, what he said was, well, why don't you just ask for something to write about, because I am a fairly good automatic writer. And I asked for the Ashtar command to help me write something that I could talk about. And one of the things that they're making, this is long, so it's a different video, but one thing that they want to make is for people that are for people that are in situations like me that have to go through frequent battle fatigue, where we're talking about physical things manifesting into physical, as well as being psychically attacked. Not just psychically attacked, but where it manifests into the physical, and where you do experience real battle fatigue because people attempt to assassinate you constantly, and you have to survive through it and still win. So they said, oh, we can make a big topic about that. But in the middle of writing about it, they said, wait, stop. Turn the page. We want to talk about something else. We want you to address your foes. And so I said, okay, what do you want to write here? And so this is the message. This is a message to basically everybody who's on the opposite side than that of the light, the people trying to harm me, the hackers. For example, like someone was screwing with this phone that I'm talking on. You can't actually call anybody with it, but you can use the internet with it technically, but someone would keep virtually taking it off of the Wi-Fi so that I couldn't use the internet on it. What you can do with a computer is you can virtually hack into other people's systems and control it from your system. Or the Greys, they do that with chips in their heads, basically. Or the people associated with them can do that with chips in their heads. So, to all of those, and all the reptilians, basically everybody who's trying to harm me in some way, that includes my mother, and my father, and my stepfather, any of my extended family who is complicit with this New World Order bullshit. Okay, address your foes. We have given you all many chances to change your ways, offered our help, and otherwise tried to assist you into the light. You all know, and that's like they said underline that, you all know that in your system of manipulation, underlined, and slavery, underlined, this girl was made into a worthless heroin addict prostitute, despite being born an Arcturian. Regardless of your beliefs about her, either way, we have taken her and used her as proof of our continued presence. She is well aware that no matter what happens to her, or her unborn child, that we have already won. Those of you still alive to watch this transmission, come to the light while you still can, because all of your deaths are imminent, and many of you have left this space already. We are using her for a reason. One reason is that she signed up for it. But the more important reason we use her is because she became so lost within your system that she would have died before the age of 30. Now, we are here in force to reverse this. Did she like coming into the light? Of course not. Being born in darkness. Living in the light requires an entirely new diet, mental pattern, and overall lifestyle. You might say, oh, you mean a lifestyle where she comes out and yells at me, a dark worker? No. This is a lifestyle where she has, on our order, confronted you dark, and commanded you to leave. Obviously, being a star amid mirrors is highly unpleasant. But you all still know you envy her. You actually think you enjoy your jobs when you complain about them constantly? Your, quote, friends backstab you left and right. Indeed, among you, she knows she is better off maintaining contact of friendship primarily with us. We use her as an example. See how one, born to a reptilian hybrid mother, now that was something I'd never heard before, so looks like my mom was some kind of reptilian hybrid, and she may have not known about it. So see how one, born to a reptilian hybrid mother, can yet choose to follow its soul path, and from profound darkness can yet still come into the light. She has struggled valiantly for too long on this planet, in so many guises, that we are not about to let her fail when she has finally grasped the light that has evaded this planet for centuries. Let it be known, she is ours. And she actually has complete control over you, though she does not understand this. We have kept this deliberately difficult for her to understand, for many reasons related to the area. One reason we may state is that there are confused souls needing guidance to the light, and we prefer to see you attempt to find the light on your own, as she did. Time comes to a close for you soon. And they're saying this with an attitude that, well, Krista, we know that the people who are listening don't care anyway. Time comes to a close for you soon. Literally, as she anchors to the earth herself, who has decided to ascend. Others anchored in the new energy will ascend, and those of you who refuse are creating your own deaths and destruction. Your end is near, and we will simply bid you goodbye. We now end this transmission. It's interesting, on the subject that I wanted to talk about, battle fatigue. One thing that they've said to me repeatedly is, I've asked them repeatedly, for indigos. That's one thing I want to make something, for indigos. Where they told me that I am one of the few indigo Arcturians that has actually managed to punch through the system without getting knocked out myself. Remember, if you are a system breaker, that means that people attempt to beat you up. Law of attraction. And I was told you are one of ours that has managed to actually break the system without the system completely breaking you apart. And we are not going to let you fail now. Something along those lines. But what Andromeda would continually tell me, she would come and she would say that you are on a slave planet. Your reaction is normal. You come from a place where there is none of this money, none of this work, none of this. You look at us. You come from an entirely different place where none of this nonsense happens. None of this is horrible. And she would say, look, your reaction of total rage is a completely normal reaction. And one thing that they will say about curing battle fatigue, that you shouldn't feel guilty over suddenly getting enraged, especially when you know that part of it could have been HARP, or if you know that you just got seriously enraged over people trying to assassinate you. I mean, that's a reason to get pretty enraged, isn't it? To figure out that your parents are Satanists, that they're trying to sacrifice you to some Satan or whatever they think. That they have a wood pile in their backyard with a pink bow on it, waiting for me there, for whenever they can kill me. I mean, she would say, Krista, you are on a slave planet. You've just woken up on a slave planet. Okay, this reaction that you have of total rage is normal. We need the rage to break through everything, but then that's where we have to transmute the rage. And see, that's a topic that they're not even done trying to tell me about because. Well, I'll tell you one funny thing they said. I asked them, look, guys, can we seriously do something about my temper? Because I do not like screaming at the people outside, even though they all know that they are trying to assassinate me. I don't exactly enjoy screaming at them, even though, I mean, it's practically the only thing I can figure out how to do. If someone's trying to kill you, are you going to lie down and die? Maybe some people would, but not me. Not an indigo. An indigo's not going to lie down and die. It will kick and scream and try to break the system apart, which is why we were sent in to do that. But what she said was, well, no, we can't, quote, fix your temper because you have to do that. But what we can do is we can start, I don't have all the words for it, but it's the concept of realigning a diamond structure, or it's diamond crystalline structure, specifically diamond. They say that specifically it's diamond, and that we can start rearranging things, and this is where the weird sign language thing comes in. And they told me, you see, you're going to have to, in order to, especially to accommodate your child, you're going to have to transmute into more of what would be considered a crystal child. And what that means is that your actual magnetic grid, like Cryon says, your aura, that's what your aura is, your magnetic field, will have to transmute to accommodate this this new energy, and that by proxy obviously will help your temper, because how many crystal children have you met that will just snap on a dime like an indigo? And I said, well, not very many. But she would say, look, don't feel bad, because we needed your firepower to break through everything. How could we have stopped a nuclear war without you? Yes, you might have screamed and broke everything, but we couldn't have stopped a nuclear war without you. We needed that kind of firepower, and we need that kind of fire from the Indigo children to break the system apart. We needed to create a full-fledged attack, and you guys said, I'll volunteer, like D-Day. I gave the D-Day analogy. She says, again, just like your D-Day in World War II, the people who parachuted down, over half of them, 3/4 of them knew they were going to die, right? Or if I don't know if they knew they were being ambushed. I'm not a World War II guru. But if they knew that there were people down there waiting for them, I'm sure the people parachuting down were thinking, oh God, but you know what, we're gonna kill those Nazis, or we're gonna win this war. So the Allied forces are going down, and how many people end up getting murdered in that? How many survive? And that's like, they're comparing me to that. They're saying, it's as if you were one of the people who parachuted down on D-Day as the front line of defense, or the front line of attack, basically. Even though it's not attack, it's spreading light, but the front line of the light, and then the resistance comes and tries to kill you all. And apparently I'm one of the surviving indigos that's managed to escape the possession attempts, and managed to not allow my own rage or indigo rage to destroy myself. So I was really shocked when they were saying, "Look, you are one of our very valuable people, and we are not going to let you die. We are going to keep you alive. You are one of our very valuable people, regardless of what any of the other reptilians in your area believe, or what sleeping humans might believe," which I don't think there are still many of them sleeping, because eventually they're going to have a kid and it's going to be saying, "Mommy, I see ghosts." So, eventually no one's going to be able to say, "Oh, she's nuts," because, yeah, I almost died over this stuff, guys, so no, not nuts. Not nuts. And it seems like that's it, but with the end of this, with that, all of us indigos will have this rage over whatever's going on, and we can use that rage to manifest stuff, is all I'll say. But the way they started off in this, addressing the foes, saying, "We told you this, we told you that, we done this, we have done that," but then it changed tone. See, it changes tone into, we're using her as an example to show you people, or entities, or whatever you'd like to call yourself, that it is possible to come from a place of being born into the darkness and deciding to go into the light. That it is not somewhere that you have to be stuck or anything like that, but at the same time, me and them, they sense, most people listening to it, or who would hear me quickly after this, or right now as it's being recorded, have the "I don't care, haha, weird, satanic, sicko" attitude. And it changes a tone to just, this is what the earth is doing, and this is how it's going to be. And it's almost as if they're sad. They're sad. So, it's like they'll have it, anger over what is going on, how this is disgusting, what's being done on this planet. But then somehow taking that anger and allowing it to transform. And what it feels like, first, what it feels like there, whoever was talking here, what it feels like is that it became pity and a sadness. And the last sentence, we will simply bid you goodbye. It was very difficult to write the sentence because I could feel from them so strongly, we love them too. But yes, they're gonna die. Yes, they're trying to do this to you. Yes, we have to stop them. Yes, they're totally clueless. Yes, so few of them understand or care. And it's a terrible thing. And your rage is justified. But they still need to know. If not, their own mother cannot say, "I love you." Because they're saying this is something with the reptilians. You don't feel loved by your mothers at all. Most of parents, and specifically mothers, at all. Not loved by the mother at all. And there you might have like 7 brothers or sisters or whatever, and your mother doesn't love you at all. And they're saying this is how it is for them. Their mothers don't love them at all, and they sense that, and it's so terribly sad to them. And so that is what they mean in that sentence where they say, if your mother cannot say, I love you, then we say it to you. We love you. I think we now end this transmission here on Arcturian Philosophy.